Today's idiom of the day is one of my all-time favorites. When pigs fly. How did I do it last time? When pigs fly. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Everybody Loves English with me, your English teacher, Mr. Nick. First things first, have you ever heard of the word sarcasm or being sarcastic? Well, if you haven't, let me explain what being sarcastic means. I'm not sure how common sarcasm is in your language or in any other language or culture, but I know it can be very common in English. It's normally used to express feelings of disbelief, frustration, and oftentimes humor as well. So now that you know what sarcasm is, and hopefully understand it a little bit better, let's get down to business. Today's idiom of the day is one of my all-time favorites. When pigs fly. The reason this expression is one of my favorites is because although it can be used when someone is upset or frustrated, it is often always used in a funny or sarcastic way too. And if you know me, I love humor and sarcasm. Now, I have a question for you. When was the last time you looked up in the sky and saw a pig flying? I'm guessing the answer is never. Pigs don't have wings, so they can't fly. It's impossible, right? Okay, so the expression when pigs fly describes something which is highly unlikely to happen or something impossible. It's telling us that whatever we're talking about is probably never going to happen. And it's mostly used as a response to something that someone else has said or asked. Let me give you an example. Let's imagine that our friend George has been working hard for the past 5 years and he has a conversation with his coworker. He tells his coworker that he wants to talk to the boss about possibly getting a raise. The problem is that his boss is a little stingy. Stingy means somebody who has money but is very reluctant to part with it. He doesn't like to spend money on himself or other people. Basically, what we're trying to say is George's boss is cheap. You know, like Scrooge. I'll tell you more about him in December. Okay, so back to George. George really wants a raise, but his boss is known to be quite stingy or cheap. During the conversation, George asks his coworker, "Do you think if I speak to our boss and ask him nicely that he might consider paying me more money?" At this point, his coworker says, "Yeah, sure, when pigs fly." This would be a sarcastic and maybe funny response to George's question because his coworker understands that their boss is not somebody who is going to pay his employees more money. Remember, the boss is cheap. Because of this, George's question sounds very funny to his coworker, and his coworker responds back in a funny or sarcastic way. Let me give you another example. Let's say there's a guy named John. He's like 30 years old. He's single and he really enjoys living alone. He doesn't even want to think about getting married at this point in his life. He's happy and comfortable living alone just the way he is. He goes to visit his mother, and during a conversation with his mother asks him, "John, don't you ever want to get married and start a family of your own?" John responds, "Sure, Mom, when pigs fly." John doesn't sound like he's ready for marriage yet. Now, if you enjoyed today's idiom and explanation, kindly share our YouTube page with friends and family. Remember to hit subscribe, hit the little bell so you can get notified every time we post a new video, and go ahead, leave us a comment or a question below. Now, for everybody out there working really hard, trying to improve their English, I know it's not always a piece of cake. If anybody ever asks you, "Hey, are you going to give up and stop trying to learn and improve your English?" Well, now you can say to them, "When pigs fly." And you know why? Because everybody loves English. Hey guys, just a quick note before you go away. I want you to check out a Doritos commercial. I've left the link below in the description. It was a very famous, very popular Super Bowl commercial actually a few years ago. It features the expression, "when pigs fly." If you still weren't sure what the expression means, I don't think you'll have any doubts after watching this commercial. Now click on that link, watch that commercial, tell me what you think. Thanks again, see you soon.